foremost, guidance from spirit, guidance from the tarot, and guidance from oracle cards. And the intention is to take the guidance, the wisdom, the messages, to not just be like, oh, that was really cute, back to my life. No, take the messages that we see from spirit as gifts from spirit, as wisdom and insight, and apply them to our lives so that we can what? Co-create. So that we can co-create the realities that we want and stop responding to the shit other people have created so that we can live the life we want to live for, ready to live the life they want to live for a change. Y'all, I've been ready. It was so hard for me to figure out how to do that early on in my life. I'm so glad I got a little bit of clue. I mean, I got like uh, I feel like the greatest American hero. I think this is coming up because Trudy reminds me of this. I don't know. Trudy reminds me of the greatest American hero when she shows up. Um, I don't know why I made that connection. Maybe it was Trudy and Kitty Jean. Anyway, greatest American hero. Amazing show. Watched it all the time as a kid. Probably watched every episode twice. Somebody got granted superhero powers, but they were supposed to get the instruction book when they got the, like, it's handed from one person over to the next, and they're supposed to get the instruction book. Instruction book got lost or destroyed or something. So we didn't have any of the instructions to how to fly, how to use any of his superhero powers. And that was the whole show was based on the premise of this bumbling superhero. And he had such a big heart and he wanted to help everybody. And he flew into buildings quite frequently and couldn't figure shit out. So I'm saying that to say sometimes life feels like that. Sometimes, okay. Sometimes my life feels like that. Like I got all these gifts, but what am I supposed to do with them? Where's the instruction manual? So we tap into spirit to get that instruction manual, to get that guidance, to get that wisdom. Do this, do that. Maybe miss that building next time because that looked like it hurt your head really. But that's what my spirit guides be saying. Because I be hitting them buildings. I know y'all do too. I know because y'all been telling me the stories. Um, when those things come up in your life and you're like, where'd that come from? Girl, the building been there since 1973. You just didn't see it. That's what happened. Um, and spirit is there. These messages from the tarot, from oracle, from spirit are here to help us, guide us, so that we can live those most fulfilled, those big dreams, those big superhero lives that we know we're destined for. We know we've been feeling it. We know we're meant to do more, be more. We're just like, but how? But how? How many of y'all consistently ask spirit, but how? Okay, my hand's going up too. All right, so that's why we do these magical money manifestations, because spirit is like, listen, you don't have to know how it's going to happen. Your job, in fact, your job works much, much better. You are highly more efficient when you don't know how. Spirit is saying, it's my job to know how. It's my job to know how. It's your job to come up with all the harebrained, fantastical, wonderful dreams and ideas. And it's my job to figure out how to get you there. So when you start worrying too much about the how, you all up in my lane. That's what Spirit's saying. You all up in my business. I need you to stay over there and dream. And I'm going to be over here figuring out the how. So our biggest job is to just make sure we're walking arm in arm with Spirit, because Spirit knows how and we get to dream. That doesn't sound like what society has told me all my life. My society has told me to get out of my head. Society has told me to stop daydreaming. Society has told me that if I have a dream, I better have a plan. And Spirit is telling me all I got to do is have a dream and I don't need a plan. Ooh, some of that just made y'all go, ooh, some of that made y'all feel allergic on a soul level. Not having a plan and moving through life. How many Virgos just threw up in their mouth just a little bit? I see y'all Virgos. I see you. Got Virgo rising, so I know that feeling. Okay, so today's messages are going to be Spirit's telling me right now. Today's messages are going to be exactly what you need to hear for wherever you are on your path. First up, we have Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, head down, cup out, begging. This person is not, oh, the message I'm getting from this person is not necessarily representing someone who has fallen on hard times. Not necessarily in this sense. This is more metaphorical than literal. Now, some of y'all are, some people listening to this, maybe this is literal. Maybe you got some situations going on that just aren't right for you right now. But if you can take your focus off of what is challenging for you in this moment and step back into the metaphysical, the metaphorical meaning of this card, I think you'll get more out of this card. So, what I want to say about this card, Jesse's here. I'm sorry, I'm so easily distracted. Hi, Jesse. I'm so easily distracted. So, let me go back to this. Five of Pentacles, metaphorically speaking, this individual, head down, hand out, right now in this moment, is begging from the universe, is begging from their angels, from their guides, from God, from spirit. Please give me something. Y'all know on an individual basis what that give me something phrase means to you. Maybe you're saying, please give me something that shows me I'm on the right path. Maybe you're saying, please give me gifts. I need something to get past this challenge in my life. Please give me clarity. Please give me helpers. Whatever you're asking for, you're earnest. You need it. You need it. You're asking, and you're asking in all the right ways almost. You're doing your gratitude, you're doing your intention settings, you're doing all the things you're supposed to do, and you're asking and you're begging. And some of you are doing it with tears in your eye, with stress stored in your body. And what is the message of this card? The Five of Pentacles is you're doing one thing wrong. Look, look, how can you see the blessings? How? Unless you got x-ray vision, you can't see through that. Your head is covered, your head is down. So this Five of Pentacles happens when we're asking, but we're not moving into the receiving mode. And this is not to say that your asking is wrong. This is to say, unless you take that asking hood off, unless you take your blinders off, you will never see the answer. You will not receive the blessings. Spirit is trying to give you the blessings. Look at this. Imagine this is you, your little bitty cup. That's a coffee cup. I know it's a coffee cup. That's a coffee cup. This person is out of coffee and they're begging for something. Give me something. Here's the thing. Spirit is like, I'm giving you everything. And this person is saying, but my cup is still empty. And Spirit is saying, what I got for you won't fit in that little cup. Are those pentacles going to fit in her cup? No. What I got for you won't fit in that cup, but until you can look, until you can take that off, you're not going to see why your cup is empty, because it's too small for what I'm trying to bless you with, because it won't hold all of the gifts I have in store for you. This has been a message for me for a long time. Bring a bigger cup. Spirit told me this a long time ago, sometime late last year. Bring a bigger cup. You have outgrown the vessel that you have been using to receive. And so there's not much more I can pour into that vessel. Bring a bigger cup and get ready for the blessings that are yours, that you deserve, that you have been working for. So, what a wonderful message to start the week out with. The Five of Pentacles is always a little bit of a bitch slap, but with a really good message on the other side. A little bit of I see you struggling. That's the message. You don't have to be struggling. I am blessing you, but you need to get out of your own way so that you can see what I'm giving you. All right, we got the chat going on crazy over here. Let's see. Let me see. Good deal, Jennifer. Blessings to you on that one. You got this. Look at that. Look at the community. You do. You got this, girl. Okay, next up, when we can get out of our own way, when we do decide to expand our receiving receptacle, Eight of Wands, fast moving energy coming your way. The Eight of Wands is also the card that says each one of those wands is going to hit its mark. The other vibe I'm getting off this card is if you had one arrow, then the force of all eight of those arrows would be behind one arrow. Phew, that's what this arrow sounds like. Y'all like my sound effects? And it hits its mark. It hits its mark. But you have a lot of things going on, and that energy is dispersed among eight arrows. And so it's like it's going to take a little while, but they're all going to hit their mark if you get out of the way. If you stop trying to fly up there and readjust the trajectory, because that's not for you. It's not for you to determine how it's going to hit its mark. It's for you to envision that they're all going to hit their mark. Eight of Wands is fast moving energy in the directions of your dreams, goals, wishes, and plans for the future. Eight is also abundance. Wands is personal energy. It's magic. It's inspired action. Wands is fire energy, but it's also the action of our tarot deck, action suit of our tarot deck. So get ready to see some things start to work in your favor, see some momentum start to build, even if things don't look like they're working out. Know that there is momentum building for what you are wanting. As long as you stay positively focused, these arrows are going to follow your focus. If you stay positively focused, then they will all hit a positive goal, bullseye. If your focus starts to go into but it's not here yet, I don't see it, what if it doesn't happen? All of those fall under the heading of lack. Then guess what mark your arrows are going to hit? They're directed by you. They will hit their mark. It will be 8 bullseyes, but where is that mark? Where are you positioning that mark? So stay positively focused. 7 of Swords. Run, Melly, run. I don't know why her name is Melly. 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords. This is an interesting depiction because the 7 of Swords is our thought processes, our thinking mind, often deals with communication as well. Swords is air energy. 7 of Swords usually depicts someone trying to be deceptive, sneak away with something. They're trying to steal swords in the middle of the night. But this one is she's being chased by it. So maybe I'm getting a whole different vibe from this card that really has just about this much to do with the tarot meaning and a lot more to do with this artist interpretation of the 7 of Swords. I feel like I hesitate to use this word, but I'm going to use it because you'll know what I mean. Bad deeds are catching up with you. That's what the vibe of this is. Bad deeds catching up with you. Now, I don't believe that we actually do bad deeds. I believe that we do some things that maybe we shouldn't have ought to done. Maybe we shouldn't have screamed profanity while we were at church. But man, we just felt like it. But those little things that we think of, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Those things are going to have repercussions and consequences. And this is just, it feels like she's in a position where she is being chased by the consequences of past deeds. That's a better way to put it because it's not necessarily bad. I don't want to put that bad negative connotation out there. She's being chased by the consequences of misaligned deeds, misaligned things she may have said, misaligned actions she may have taken. This energy we all feel at one point or another. Oh, I knew that calculation didn't look right, but instead of double checking it, I went ahead and turned in my tax return with that calculation. And then you have that fear. What if they audit me out of the billions of Americans? What if they audit me? And you have that fear just hanging over your head, just kind of following you around everywhere. And sometimes you forget about it and you go on about your day. And sometimes you get reminded about it. Y'all know, everybody knows, everybody has these things in their life. Here's what Spirit is saying to you in this moment. Some of them are becoming overwhelming. Some of them are becoming intrusive. Some of them are becoming far more worrisome than they need to be. How do we get rid of it? And this is Spirit telling me right now, turn around and face them. Stop running from them. If she would stop, she would see, this is Spirit giving me this example in my head, that all of these swords are magnetized. They're not actually being thrown at her or being forced at her. They're magnetized, which means they will always hover right there in close proximity to her, making her think that they are chasing her. However, if she were to turn around, stop, if she would just stop running and slowly turn around and face these swords, now she would be looking right at all of these swords hovering over her. And now that she can clearly see them, she can also clearly see what they are magnetized to. And then she's able to say, oh, that sword right there, I see where that's why that's chasing me. It's because of this thing right here. It's because of this doubt. Oh, you know what? If I get rid of this doubt and she works on this doubt and it loses its magnetic pull and that sword drops down and hits the ground. And she does that with every one of those swords until nothing is following her anymore because she realizes that she's the magnet. That was a brilliant visualization that Spirit just gave me. I hope it resonated with some of y'all. Um, it resonated with who it needed to resonate with. And so I'm not going to go into any further explanation because after that, I feel like that's the work we're being called to do. Figure out where those niggling, I call them niggling doubts, niggling thoughts, the ones that aren't going to stop us from doing what we need to do, but they're just hanging out there, making just a little bit of trouble in our life. Our action this week is to face them and see how we can eradicate or dismiss some of them. Some of them are shit we've been carrying around for too long and it don't even matter no more. Ain't nobody worried about your tax return from 1993. The government got its money a long time ago, but you're still worried about it. So turn around and face it and realize, oh, that's not even a thing. It's it's over 10 years. That's not even something I have to worry about. I can let go of that. Ding, a sword hits the ground. Now it's not something you need to worry about. I am not a tax advisor. If you owe the IRS money, please pay the IRS its due. I'm just using these as examples. All right, so that's what Spirit is asking us to do. Face those little things that have been kind of hanging out, causing us a little bit of angst, but not too much angst. Now is the time to clear it out. Why? Because now we got major arcana stepping up to the plate with the full energy. Look at that baby being reborn, infinity sign over his head, the sun as a crown, floating in the ethers, full energy. It's fresh start, new beginning. Implicit and infinite trust in the universe, non wavering support from the universe. Because you know it and you trust it, you are ready to do any and everything. You got that full energy. I'm ready to jump off a cliff. I'm ready to take the chance because taking the chance doesn't feel like the chance. It feels like surety when I'm linked up with spirit. You know, people say you should weigh the pros and cons. You should take more risk. That's what a lot of people say. You should take more risk in life. If you don't take more risk, you're not fully living. When I'm linked up with spirit, nothing's a risk. It's a risk maybe from the outside world. It's a risk maybe from my former self. My former self told me it was a risk, and that's why I didn't do it. But when I'm linked up with spirit, it's surety, surety, surety. Because if it's something I want to do, spirit is saying, do it. We got you. We're figuring out the how. We're telling you. So it's not really a risk. So I'm telling y'all how to do all kind of foolish things this morning. I'm talking about the IRS. I'm talking about taking risks that don't feel like risk. Listen, Spirit is gearing us up all collectively to be in a space where we truly realize we get to create our life. How are you going to create your life if you're still labeling things as risky and not risky, pros and cons? How are you going to create your life the way you really want your life if you're still stressed about stuff and worried about stuff? Spirit is trying to move us through these self-evaluations, life evaluation stages, while it's a little bit easier so that we can get on to the good stuff, so we can really start creating what we want to create. The fool is not foolish. The fool has implicit trust in the universe. The fool only looks foolish to those of us who haven't figured out how to trust on that level. What's that person over there doing that for? How how is it they always jump off the cliff and land in a safe space? Because they know, because they're connected, because they trust, not because they're foolish, not because they're just lucky. And then last It's the Seven of Wands. So we had the Eight of Wands and now the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. I'm trying to think of this in regular Rider-Waite Smith. You know what? I'm going to go to the book. I'm going to show this because, first of all, what I want you to see, oh, I know what Seven of Wands is. It's the hater's going to hate card. I never recognize it from this deck. But from this deck, it's the success. That wreath clued me in. That wreaths in tarot represent success. So we've moved all the way from this to success. In just a week's time, y'all. And Spirit just said, I gave you 5 cards. That's less than a week. Y'all don't have to be putting timetables on this. This can be tomorrow. This can be later on this afternoon if you want it to be that soon. But I'll give you a week because I know how y'all's human brains work. You need time to get the momentum and get up to speed. I know how physical reality works. That's what Spirit is saying. But I just want you to know how non-physical works. I just want you to know how magic really works. There is no time, but I'll give you time if you need time. I'll give you time if you need time. Success is waiting for us. Wands, personal power. Seven of Wands, not paying attention to the action or the opinions of others while I'm working on my goal because I got Spirit working with me. And if I need to be a little bit delusional to get to my version of reality, I'm fixing to be a little bit delusional. You do what you need to do. But Spirit's over here telling me what I need to do. Trust, believe. I do want to read which deck do you want me to read the definition from, Spirit? There's a deck that has a definition. I would not have thought it was this deck. We're going to Celtic Tarot to get an additional meaning for the Seven of Wands. I hope this is the right deck. The suit of wands, the bubbling force of fire, is closer to the point of origin to creation than the other suits, and therefore more able to feel and sense a deep magic that may not be as apparent in the remaining 3 suits. Being the number 7 and belonging to the sphere of magic, spirituality, and research, the influence of subtle forces can be seen at play here and begs the question. Oh, that's about the illustration for this deck. So let me go back and read that last sentence again as it relates to our card. Being the number 7 and belonging to the sphere of magic, spirituality, and research, you can see subtle forces at play here. Okay, the divinatory meanings from this book that Spirit told me to go to. So I feel like this message is for some of you. This is going to add additional clarity for your personal path. And this is Celtic Tarot. You may feel that the challenge you're about to face is too much for you to handle, but know this, you can handle it. Before you get down to the task of open battle, do your research, find out exactly what you are up against, and more importantly, find the chink in the armor of the competition. This may be a battle of wits. Your creativity, spiritual convictions, and ability to put ideas into motion may well be challenged. Are you prepared? Trust, there's that word again. Trust that you have abilities that others may not even be aware of, and stand in your own power. If you discover this card reversed, which we did not, but if you are not standing in your own power in this exact moment, consider this card reversed for you, and this is what you would need to do in order to get back to the upright. If you discover this card reversed, ask yourself if you're being too overprotective about certain elements concerning this issue. Do you feel like walking away from it all, literally throwing your teddy bear out of the cradle and leaving? If so, you may have been totally overwhelmed by the sheer energy needed to fight for what you think is right. It is time to reevaluate and take stock. Find your strength. You know what that says to me about the overwhelmed big energy? So you got this challenge in front of you. Number one, being too overprotective about certain elements concerning the issues. That means are you in your control era? Are you being too controlling of the situation? Are you trying to control it? Are you trying to figure it out? Are you trying to steer it to the conclusion that you want? So maybe you're being too overprotective, too over controlling. That's number one. But the other part about, do you feel like walking away? Do you feel like you're totally overwhelmed by the sheer energy needed to fight for what you think is right? So think about this for a minute, because this is what was given to me from Spirit when I read that sentence. The sheer energy needed, let's just put it in a ball and quantify it. 10 joules of energy. Let's say you need 10 joules of energy to accomplish what you need to accomplish. Are you taking that 10 joules of energy, sheer energy, and using it to fight for what you feel is right? To fight against something, to fight for something? It'll be effective, but it'll definitely be more challenging. Are you going to take that 10 joules of energy, instead of using it to fight and push against, calling that energy into yourself to energize yourself, to make yourself impenetrable? I don't have to fight for nothing, because now I'm using that energy to divinely protect myself. Now I'm using that energy to become what I want to become. And I'm going to attract all of the tools and spirit and blessings that I need to accomplish. And I'm going to sit over here. I don't have to fight for nothing. That 10 joules of energy is going to serve you so much better than putting it up here to block out, to fight against. Pulling it in to empower yourself is always, always an easier, less challenging path. So that's what I got from that. Hope that hope that resonated with y'all. Feel like there was a reason why I was led to go to the Celtic Tarot for that last card. All right, let's see what else. We're gonna go on. Yes. Hold on. Someone is trying to move on. I'll even call break the bonds of a situation. It could be a situation, it could be a relationship, it could be anything. So we're going to specifically ask Spirit, and this can be a positive thing too. Maybe you're moving from one situation that you've outgrown into something that's a little bit better for you, but you feel like you're in that in between space. Or maybe you just ended a relationship and this new, fresh freedom feels chaotic at first. Chaotic. Chaos is the birth of the creation. So don't fight the chaos. But this message, what I'm asking of Spirit, how can you help those who are transitioning? What encouragement and support can you provide for those who are transitioning, whatever that transition may be? The deck I'm led to read from is Gods and Titans. Gods and Titans, which is the divine masculine of my two decks. I have goddesses and sirens and gods and titans. While I'm shuffling the deck, I'm going to take a brief moment for commercial interruption. Y'all like my shirt? I showed this to the meditation group earlier. Let me do this. It's my shirt for my event. Valerie Explains Life, the Universe, and Everything. Look at the little saucer heating my coffee up. Anyway, on sale now. Pre-sales available now. It's $20. It's a $20 t-shirt, y'all. As I say that, I think perhaps I should have made the online price $25 and the in-person price $20. So y'all better go buy one before I change the prices and change my mind. All right, Gods and Titans, here we go. What do we need to know about transitions? Achilles, confidence. Look at him. Yes, I have a new desire, just found it from looking at that picture. Thanks, Spirit, for giving me that new desire. A new artist depiction of my future boyfriend. Achilles. Almost there. Confidence. In the little italicized, you are strong, worthy, and confident. Step forward in courage, knowing you can achieve exactly what you desire. What a spot on message for the question of what do we need to know in this transitionary period? And here comes Achilles onto the scene. I mean, I could not have picked a better card because I didn't pick it, because Spirit picked it. Let me not take credit. You are strong, worthy, and confident. Step forward in courage, knowing you can achieve exactly what you desire. So there's a lot of text for this card. As you know, that's just 2 pages. This one goes on for 4 whole pages. I'm going to try to hit the high points and try to tell you a little bit about who Achilles is. Is there anything left to say in the history books about the wonder that is Achilles? What a magnificent warrior. While not strictly a god, he is a demigod born of the nymph Thetis, Thetis. Achilles' confidence, exploits, strength, and battle skills certainly are fit for a deity. Let's see what else. I don't want to read everything. His mother, who was a god, a nymph, to protect him, she plunged him in. She didn't want him to die like all the other human demigods did. So to protect him, she plunged him into the river Styx water of immortality. Unfortunately, the one place where the water did not touch was where she was holding on to him at his ankle when she dipped him in. So this small handhold became Achilles' vulnerability, although he did not know it. So hence the legacy of Achilles' heel. It was the one part of him that was mortal. So we all know that story. I'm going to go, there's quite a bit of his story. Maybe I'll read it on, put it in a blog post later. Let's see. Achilles may stride, this is the message of the card. Achilles may stride into your life when you need a confidence boost. Who needs a confidence boost? Achilles walked around confident in his skills, wrapped in invisible armor that strengthened and protected him. We all need this. Know that you are worthy and capable, and that you have strength and smarts to do what it is you need to do. You may need to grow your self-esteem from the inside out rather than relying on others for your confidence. Know that you are enough. Believe in yourself, and you too will have armor that keeps you safe. Excuse me. Know that you are enough. Believe in yourself, and that's your armor. Um, there's an invocation, a little poem that you can say to yourself, like a spell work that you can do to invoke Achilles' energy. I'm not going to read this at this time. Um, I'm sure you can find some readily available on the internet, or you can just read up about Achilles. And as you are reading, set the intention that his energy merges with yours and that you receive his support. Here are some symbols. I do like to read this because as you go about your day and your week, if you see these symbols, maybe you will begin to think of them as Achilles' energy reaching out to support you. An arrow, arrow in the heel, shield and armor, a symbol of shield and armor because Achilles was such a warrior. The White Island in Greece. I don't know who the White Island in Greece would show up to, but maybe there's one of you out here. But all of those things could be symbols that Achilles is sending you messages or sending his support, sending his energy. Confidence. Confidence. If we just had more confidence in ourselves, we would be fucking unstoppable. Unstoppable. If we just had more from a human perspective. Now, if we had the confidence that spirit has in us, we would be demigods. We would be fucking Achilles walking around as demigods. So just think about that for a moment. The confidence, I like it. I like it. I see the shimmy. Think about it for a moment. The confidence that our higher self, which is in non-physical, many of us did a higher self meditation earlier this moment. The confidence that our higher self, that our spirit guides, that God, divinity itself has in us, if we had that same confidence, we would all be demigods walking around this earth. But if we had just more confidence than we currently have, we could accomplish so much. So much. Okay, what other cards do we need to hear from today? We're moving into more oracle cards, and now I'm going to the Sacred Self-Care Oracle because I feel called to do so. Take care of yourself so you can shine your soul's light. That's what it says there. Ooh, this card is kind of popping out. Ugh. Health checkout. Health checkup. Health checkup. 26. 2 and 6 is an 8. I know. Oh. Isn't that funny that it's itchy and I pull out the card that says health checkout? I'm going to tell you. It means you're about to receive a wonderful gift. That's what it means. I figured it out. So, scratchy palms, money, you're about to receive money or abundance in some form. Scratchy left tit, you're about to receive a gift because that's what happened to me like a couple of days afterwards. I got a surprise gift in the mail. It's wonderful, y'all. It's going to make an appearance at some point. Health checkups. Somebody sent me a inflatable unicorn costume. I had to charge the battery pack last night. I cannot wait to try that bad boy on. Here's what Spirit wants us to know about self-care. Good health empowers us to thrive in all areas of our lives. Take a moment to tune in with yourself, scan your body, and feel what is right and what needs attention. Even if you're feeling generally well, most of us have a little fine-tuning to do, like drinking more water, eating more fruits, or simply getting more nights of restful sleep. Whether you work with a doctor who practices Whether you work with a doctor who practices conventional Western medicine or a trusted natural or holistic wellness professional like a nutritionist, practitioner of traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic physician, or a doctor of functional medicine, it's telling me my connection's unstable. No matter who you're working with, consider booking an appointment to stay on top of your yearly checkups. And if you have an ongoing issue that perhaps the journaling prompt, what aspect of your health is your body calling you to focus on? I already know that one. Oh, that was it. Just what aspect of your health is your body calling you to focus on? And then the mind, healthy in my mind, body, and so do whatever you feel called to do regarding your health. For some of you, it is seeing a practitioner. For others of you, it's sitting in meditation, maybe doing a body scan, maybe doing some energy. It's whatever you feel you need. Spiritual, tapped in, tuned in person in the world. But if you're laying in a hospital bed, it ain't doing you much good. You need to have your health to experience life the way you intended to experience. Or I'm not frozen. Am I frozen? Am I good? Okay. Um, what other decks do y'all want to hear from? I'm going to Voice of the Souls Oracle deck. And oh, I haven't touched this deck since Denver. I know because the cards are all wonky. So give me just a moment as I adjust this deck very quickly. Man, I didn't realize it'd been so long since I went to this deck. I used to go to this deck quite frequently for myself and others. So it's got some bonus cards in there that I don't like to read with when I'm reading for a group because basically all the bonus cards say the same thing. Like they look like this, like message of freedom. If you go to the guidebook, it basically tells you to meditate and figure out what your message of freedom is. And so they all say that for all of the bonus cards. So I usually take those out for group readings. And I've just done that. So let's see, voices of the soul, what messages do we need to know? And I'm just going to leave it general. What messages do we need to know? What wisdom would you like? What messages do we need to know? You. That seems kind of fitting since we just connected with the higher part of ourselves earlier today. 32. You. Card number 32. What? Card number 32 is actually the last um, card in the deck, excluding the special cards. I was like, how do I say that? Uh, this is what your soul, if your soul was able to talk to you, this is what your soul wants you to know. You think you don't know. You think you don't see. You think you are not. You think you cannot. This is not so. You're an extraordinary being because you're a spiritual soul in a corporal experience. You have great inner beauty and wisdom. Excuse me. Reconnect to yourself. Some of us did that this morning. Reconnect to yourself. Take your mistakes, your successes, your wrong paths, and your choices. Love your imperfection. You are perfect just the way you are. Love yourself. I'm sorry, look at yourself and love yourself. All right, getting crazy messages. I think I froze. Am I back? I think I'm back. Let me do this. Let me see if that helps. This is what your spirit guides want you to about you. You think you need us, but this is not so. You have all the messages and inner strength you need. You are capable of everything, of moving forward how you would like. Don't look for answers or support outside of yourself. Think we, your spirit guides, confidence in yourself. There's that word again, confidence. You can move forward however you would like. You can create what matters to you. Everything is right. Don't let yourself be slowed down by others' frames of preference, influenced by outer things. That's that 7 of Wands. Have confidence in yourself and be daring like Achilles. It's all there inside you, and it's beautiful and wonderful. And this is what the entity wants you to know about you. And the entity is anyone who has had a human existence and who has crossed over as human as a human, and also the benefit and the vantage point of spirit. So the entity. You think you're talking to me, but it's not me. You're communicating with your soul. But today, you just need to communicate. You expect too much from what is out you to punish you. It's just that for now, you don't need it. So I remain silent and let you communicate with yourself. You need to find yourself again. You need to know yourself again. So you look for outside support and something to lean on. Yet you have many answers inside yourself. Listen to yourself. Understand the message you hear like an inner conversation. talking with a wonderful and splendid person, yourself. This is what you need. When the time comes, we will be able. All right. Am I freezing or am I okay? The message came through kind of sketchy here and there, on again, off again. I wish spirit would tell me what I need to do to get my connection up to speed. I'm going to turn my camera off shortly. Hopefully let the bandwidth and everything catch up. As I look for the next deck, I'm also looking to see if there's anything over in chat, any decks you all want me to from. Let me do that. Star Code Astro. Star Code Astro. You usually don't pull from this in a group reading either, so interesting. Let's see what Star Code Astro has to do. Well, I am shuffling from this deck. If you are in the Denver area, I would like to remind you once again, you already know what I'm about to say. July 28th, I will be in Denver, live and in person on stage, a full day event. Don't worry about eating that day. I got you. I'm going to feed you. I'm going to inspire you. I'm going to hope that my connection stands stable enough so that y'all can hear what the hell I'm saying. Tickets are on sale. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. Jacqueline is on Mark. Uh, Jacqueline just dropped the link over in chat. Tickets are on sale now. Tickets, I haven't been mentioning this, but I need to remind y'all there will be no tickets sold at the door. Ticket sales stop 2 weeks prior to the event, so the tickets sales end on July 14th. Because I got to turn in the number for catering. I can feed y'all. So there won't be tickets at the door if you are interested. Star Code Astro. Chiron is the card we have. Chiron is the wounded healer. For those of you that know astrology, this is card number 28. Card number 28 is a 10, or as a 1, fresh new start, new beginning. Or maybe it's a little bit of both, ending one cycle, starting another one. Chiron, heal. Chiron is the wounded healer. I will very quickly cliff note version. He healed himself, but he had to learn how to heal himself. And then, as part of his purpose, he found others who had similar wounds and showed them how to heal themselves. So the wounded healer. We all have Chiron birth charts in your natal chart. Go look and see where Chiron falls for you. That's where that is going to be the house or the sign under which a lot of your life lessons come, but it's also the sign or the house in which you are learning from those lessons so that you can empower others. The wounded healer. The message of this wounded healer: find purpose in your problems. Hard-earned wisdom is now relevant and needed. You don't have to assign causality. You may never know why you went through a difficult time, but you can put learned from it to good use. Even if you never quite heal in this place of karmic tenderness, you have the on once you metabolize the information. This situation may feel familiar, but if you can't remember a story to go with it, it may be left over from a past life, meaning something that you feel like, I've just always felt this way. I don't know where I picked this tendency or this habit up. Maybe something from a past life. If an old pain is triggered, have compassion for yourself. You are more than your troubles. I feel like I have completely frozen. So let me wait until you all catch back up with me. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me talking?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I want to read that last part over again, and I'm just going to stay off camera, especially since we're here at the end. Where did it go? You are more than your troubles. You know the route through, and now it's time to practice what you know. Once you have a solution, add it to your toolkit. If this situation stretches and tests you, take it as training for the hero within. What you are learning now can be your secret sauce in the future. Secret sauce. I like it. Everybody is frozen on my screen. I'm just going to trust that you all can still hear me. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. We got a few more minutes, and I like to wrap it up with something a little bit saucy, a little spicy. Jacqueline, give me a thumbs up if you all can still hear me.
Yes, we can. Thumbs up.
Maybe. Oh, here we are. Okay. Inner fucking Peace is the deck I'm going to. I'm not going to be able to show it to you on camera because I think I need to stay off camera so I don't lose my connection. Jesse said, you can hear me. So good to see you back, Jesse. I'm glad you're feeling better. Inner fucking Peace. What do we need to know? Oh, we got 3 cards, so I'm going to rapid fire them. First one, talk to the Hamsa. Talk to the hand because I'm done listening. Second one, a wise woman once said, fuck this shit. And she lived happily ever after. The back of the card says, seriously. And the last card, drop and give me Zen. Sounds like a drill sergeant or a physical trainer. Drop and give me Zen. And the back of it says, pay the piper and move on. Oh, pay the piper and move on. That sounds like some ending of some cycles, some cutting of some cords. I'm going to do everything I need to do to feel good about this situation, and then I'm out. I don't owe you nothing else. I'm about to move on. Okay. As far as any closing messages, this is the message that came to me this morning during meditation, so I'm going to pass it on to you. Connect with your higher self. Connect with that higher vantage point. Connect with that bigger part of you, and let your wisdom come from that, because that is you. You are powerful. You are knowledgeable. And you always have that connection available to you. Thank you all so much. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I hope these messages serve you well this week. Go out and be beautiful co-creators and manifest your life on your terms. Love you all. See you back next week. Have an amazing week. Hi, everyone.
I'm staying. Valerie, are you there? Mm.